Sean Sheehan here for Severe MMA with Rhys McKee before his main event fight in Cork. And I think it's 11 days. Ian Gary told me earlier on. Main eventing in 11 days. How do you feel now, so close?
Yeah, I'm excited. When I found out they were coming to Ireland, I asked for the main event slot and we got it. So it's about putting on a spectacle now. And as you said, 11 days, that's going to be done.
We were talking there before we started going down from the north all the way to Cork. It's a bit weird, I suppose, for everyone that this card is on in Cork. How does it feel for you travelling the whole way down?
Yeah, people are dubbing it as a homecoming, and Cork. I've never been in Cork in my life. It's a 5-hour drive, but okay, it's fine. We're in the same land. There's no flight required, so I'm excited, and a lot of people are coming down for it. So it's going to be a great night.
How do you feel about fighting in Ireland? There hasn't been that many cards in Ireland over the last while. Obviously, the UFC, I think it's 4 or 5 years now, and we've had some Bellator cards, and you obviously were in some of the Bama cards before. But how do you feel about getting back and being able to have the Irish fans behind you? Everyone now says how great the Irish fans are.
Yeah, before my last fight, I said I think I'm due one in Ireland, and this is my first time in 2.5 years. I'm fighting in Ireland, so it's special, and I'm looking forward to it. There's always a different buzz in Ireland, and I know that sounds like a gimmick that us Irish people say, but it's truly different.
I was watching, actually coming up there, I saw a tweet from Cage Warriors showing highlights of your Perry Goodwin fight. And there's so many fights these days, you kind of, it's been so long, and obviously you remember it very well. How do you reflect on that fight now? Such an unbelievable war. What's kind of your thoughts on that fight as we kind of speak here now?
If I'm being honest, I'm probably disappointed watching that fight. I mean, it was great for other people to watch, but it's definitely not a performance that I'm too proud of. I mean, it was a great fight, but I'm capable of much better, and that should have been cleaner work and stuff like that. So that's really what I'm chasing this time. But it's nice to have that feather in my cap, but now it's on the clean, nice, solid wins, and none of this leaving the cage looking like you've been battered for 3 rounds. So
a lot of people, talk, especially in Irish MMA, they say, records for DJs, they don't care, they'd rather go in and have a great fight. Are you kind of, by the way you're talking there, are you kind of the opposite? You want to go in and get it out of there and get the win as quickly as possible?
Yeah, cliche as it is, we're not paid for overtime, are we? So I like clean wins. I also understand it's nice to get in there and know you can go to the well, and I've been there before, and, for now it's on to good, solid wins and showing that I am truly a different level.
I was looking at your record there coming up, and this is going to be your 13th fight in 4 years, which in Irish MMA, kind of the lack of cards is a lot. And, is that something you look at? You have like wars like that, like the Terry Brazier fight. You fought Jai Herbert, who we see now doing unbelievably good things, and beat him. Is that something that you think it will stand behind you as you kind of get towards the UFC and get upwards in your Cage Warriors career as well?
Yeah, I'm 24, but I've had a lot of fights, a lot of fights. So on the island goes, I'm one of the most experienced fighters, and I'm one of the youngest. So yeah, I think that'll stand by me. I've been in there with a lot of styles of opponent, people that went on to different things. So yeah, I think that'll stand by me, absolutely.
You've talked a lot over the last while maybe about moving to 170. Obviously this fight is going to be up at 170. What's kind of the difference being in camp, moving up there, and how do you think it'll be different in the fight?
Yeah, well, I'm still training hard. When I was fighting Perry, 4 weeks out, I had to really taper. I was only doing 1 a days. I had no energy for anything. I was going to bed every night at 8:30, just no life really. And to be honest, I cut 8 kilo of water overnight, which is enough for anyone. It's a serious number. So the time was right, and obviously I was offered the big fight, the title fight after, and for me it just wasn't worth it. My nightmare is getting signed to the UFC as a lightweight and having to make it for 5 years when it's not possible.
What do you think of Jai Herbert at the weekend having a great win, and you've a win over him? And his only win, or his only loss, I believe. Are you kind of looking at him and go, maybe I'll cut down and I'll have that fight again, or are you kind of thinking that even makes me look better in retrospective, that win?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I wished him all the best before, and I don't really look at it either way. It's kind of my career, it's in my past now. I'm happy with he's doing what he's doing. I'm happy I'm doing what I'm doing. I didn't feel if I got offered that title fight, and it wasn't enough to get me down again. So I'm doing what's best for Rhys, and I believe in the 9th that'll show.
So on the 9th you're fighting Hagan Foss. A lot of people, when it was announced, I saw the fight and it's like, oh, Hagan Foss, very fun fighter, very good fighter, it's a good matchup. But then a lot of people looked at his record and say he doesn't have the best record, especially over the last few years. You came from towards the top in the lightweight division, you're gone up and you're fighting someone with not the best record in the world. Was there any thoughts for you that you maybe didn't want to take a fight, wanted to take maybe a higher ranked opponent with a better record?
Yeah, anybody that knows me will know I always want the best fights. I'd want to fight the champion anytime. So in that respect, it was a bit of not a shock, but I kind of maybe wanted maybe someone with a higher record. But Hacken Foss is no joke. Yes, his record might not be the most pretty, but he definitely poses a massive threat. It's something I've respected very much in my prep, and I'm looking forward to the fight. It's a fun fight.
Watching actually a couple of his fights last night, he fights differently in a lot of his fights. One fight I was watching, he was just like taking the long route, fighting at distance and throwing big wheel kicks. And another fight, he was circling around and throwing lots of shots. What are you kind of expecting him to do against you?
Yeah, you know what? I expect maybe him to wrestle. I'm a good striker. I believe I'm one of the best strikers in that division now. So I believe he'll maybe put striking to the back burner and look to make it ugly and get it on the ground. But I'm prepared for everywhere. I'm better in every area in this fight, and that's a fight I'm massively looking forward to.
One thing I've always said about you, watching you, I've never been as impressed with someone, maybe since Conor McGregor coming up in Irish MMA, being so cool and calm in the cage, and I think that's very rare. When you have that fight like you had against Terry Brazier, when you mentioned wrestling there, and I suppose that's what he'll be looking at to wrestle you. Is there anything that kind of knocks the confidence a little bit to not be so calm and cool in there after something like that, to be thinking maybe a little bit more about the wrestling, or is that something you worked so hard on that you're confident in that side as well?
Yeah, well, to be honest, the last 6 months I've actually had a hand injury, so I'm over it now, obviously for the fight prep. But so I spent a lot of time wrestling, a lot of time grappling. I've never been more comfortable in that area, so. It's been great to obviously have my hand back in use, obviously, but I feel more prepped than ever, and as cliche as that sounds again, but this is going to be good. Two
more things here before I let you go. We talk about the North. There's lots of cards, probably more amateur cards and just turning pro cards in the North than there is in the South, obviously for different reasons. Do you want to bring Cage Warriors back to the North, and over the next year or so, what is your aim with Cage Warriors, and then maybe moving on to the UFC?
Yeah, I'd love to bring us to Belfast, up into the SSE. I fought there once before. It wasn't actually a great night for me, but I plan to drag them back here. As soon as I get on the mic, I'll be asking for Belfast. And as for the next 18 months, a year, I expect to be in the UFC 100% after these next 2 to 3 wins. I can't see where else I'll be.
Right, last thing. What's your prediction for next Saturday night? Do you think it'll be a quick one, or have you any prediction gone into it for us?
I believe I'll just drown him with pressure. I'll be a higher level. Everything will be too clean cut. And I'll get him out there at the end of the first, is my belief, if not early second. But it's just going to be a different level of performance right here.
Really looking forward to it. Your headliner for Cage Warriors Cork, Rhys McKee. Thank you very much. Thank you.